Well, good morning. It is great to see these names. We are excited about being a part of this conference. We've been part of NW Met for a few years, but what a great opportunity that all of these groups have gotten together. So we are from the EdReady Montana program. My name is Jaime Middleton. I am also a mathematics instructor at a community college. So I teach 100 level math for the University of Montana and a small piece of that, which is the Bitterroot College. So that's my background. I've been with EdReady for 6 years. I love this program. I'm excited about it. I get too excited sometimes. So Ryan will have to probably rope me in. That's kind of how I work. But I'll tell you what I absolutely love about it, just really quickly. I taught middle school mathematics. I taught HiSET, which is adult basic ed, and was searching for a way to differentiate my instruction, be able to teach people in the room that are in vastly different mathematics backgrounds. And when I found this program, it truly changed my teaching and the lives of my students. So we're excited to share it with you and our journey, where we've been and our future. So thanks.
Thanks, Jamie. I'm going to start my slides in a second here. There is a Mentimeter. We're going to ask a couple of questions up front so we can learn a little bit more about you. You can go in and answer that first question. I'm kind of monitoring it on the side to see if some answers start popping in. But what do you hope to learn about today, and who are you? We're going to get to those so that we can hit the right target here. And then, the other thing for us is introducing about me. I'm currently I work at the Montana Digital Academy, which is a statewide online school for the state of Montana. We're a supplemental online offer for all the K-12 classes in our state. But I'm fortunate enough to wake up every day and run a program that serves math and English basic skills in a customized manner to everybody between upper elementary and higher ed and adult ed. And we're even in a few correctional facilities and working with inmates that are trying to get back into the college and career workforce. So we'll talk about our program in a little bit here. My background, I was at a 2-year college. I was a distance education administrator and did that for 8 or 10 years before I moved here to this job. And then I was a classroom teacher before that. So look forward to talking to you today about what we have to offer. So I'm going to hop over here into the Minty spot. And it is so nice to be able to connect to people. One of the things I miss most this year is being able to see people's faces and get to meet folks that have similar interests to me. And that's been one of the challenges, I think, for us in our field. And we value your time. So we want to spend a little bit of time here make sure we know who we're talking to. So if you tell us your job title, and then the second one is what do you hope to learn about today? So I'll leave the tell us your job title up for just a little bit. Let's give you a couple of minutes to tell us about you, and we'll let some things pop into the screen here, which I need to share. I realize that might help. So tell us your job title, and Jamie started us off. Nice.
Accessibility counselor, that's cool.
That's a cool title. All right, we'll give just a second, 2, 4, 6. Another second here. It takes just a minute for everything to pop over. We've found. All right, that's great. And then we have second question of what you hope to get, how to address skill gaps, help for students, opportunities, ideas, math, strategies. Wow, okay. Well, you've defined our presentation, so we must be talking to the right group here. So I'm going to pop over into my slides now. And what we're going to talk about today is, first, I'll talk to you about how we've organized our program and what we've done to help meet the needs of students, especially during the last year, and talk to you about some of our strategies specific to how we scale those and offer them to organizations around our state. And then the other part that Jaime is going to get into is what she's done to deliver those classes in the classroom and what she does to help work with other teachers to do the same thing around our state. So a little bit more about our program. I hinted at it. We've, as a statewide online offer of K-12 classes, we were looking for more. We've been around since 2009 legislature, 2010 fall. We started offering our first courses. We serve several thousand K-12 students at the high school level with online classes in our state, both in recovering credit and traditional online classes. But when we were looking at another option, we wanted to put a tool into educators' hands that could be more malleable and more personalized to the individual needs of a school and to their program goals to prepare students that were at risk in math or English and bridging the gap over into the following year, identifying gaps and weaknesses. We didn't know how important that was going to be. So I guess we were about 6 or 7 years ahead of some real challenges for this year and when we started. And our pilot centered upon bridging the gap between high school and college readiness and hopefully allowing students to place into classes that if they were on the borderline or a little rusty, they could go, instead of placing into developmental classes, they could go directly into their college level course. That was kind of how we started in 2013, 2014. We were one of 5 states to pilot with 4 local schools. One of them was the University of Montana here. We're based out of Missoula, Montana, and the University of Montana is where our home offices are. Although I'm coming to you from Glacier Park this morning in my own home office. That's changed this last year. But we were in charge of field testing and rolling out of our preparation of math skills. We were fortunate enough to receive 3 years of funding through the Dennis and Phyllis Washington Foundation, bring our program free of charge to anybody in Montana. And then after 3 years of rolling that program out and testing out the viability of math, we got 5 more years and English was brought on during that time as well. So we're doing math and English prep, we do career prep, and then we're piloting and field testing the rollout of English. And then of course, spring of 2020, about a year ago, 3 weeks ago, we all headed home and haven't been back to our office since then. So it totally changed our program from being a group, and Jaime's one of our ambassadors. Our ambassadors go out and do hands-on professional development with teachers on how to use the program. It totally revamped that. So we had to, we've done virtual, we do virtual, so it wasn't that big of a stretch, but going all virtual kind of eliminated that ability for us to go out and have that high touch, over the shoulder connection that we find is so important for everybody, educators and students involved. And so we started our Gaps and Gains in Math project, and we started developing some webinars to help folks find out more about our program. And we found out that there was a lot of need. I mean, we knew that, but there was a lot of need, and we were there ready when they were asking us questions post rollout. We tested everything. We knew our program worked well, so we were there to support this non-credit program that differentiates instruction for math. And I'm going to take just a second to show you, if you're not familiar with the actual concept of what EdReady does. I have a quick video that's about a minute long here, and I will save you from the narrative. I'll narrate myself, and you don't have to listen. But what EdReady does is it's a program created by a group out of California. It's a nonprofit organization. It creates open educational resources, and we've tapped into that group as a member institution. And what it does then is we are able to go in and pick math goals that are traditionally there to say, what is a student, what do you want to be ready for? What do you want your students to be ready for? And we know that It's been a challenge having students be ready for college level math, and they get placed on a different track. They get discouraged for one reason or another. It can be a big, they showed that black cloud on there. So what we've found then in our program is over the last several years, we've gone in and worked with educators across the spectrum from upper elementary through adult ed, said, what do you want them to be ready for? So we've developed a menu of goals. And if you're planning to attend college or go on to the next level in Montana, we have our website. It's branded as edreadymontana.org. You can go out there and find out more information. We'll have a link at the end. And we bridge that gap. We help them bridge that gap between where they are and where they want to be. So this is the mechanics of how that works. We help them pick goals. We have a whole menu of them. So this would be one, prepping for a math placement. Student goes through, takes an initial diagnostic over, it's like a pretest of a subset of those skills. And then they get a learning path that shows their continuum of where they are and where they want to try to get to along that pathway. And then customized, that learning path is then customized to fit the scope of study of what they want to study. And then they're delivered content that helps them learn that material, and they can spend as much or as little time on the material as they want to. And then they retest. And so then they take a topic test that tests them just over that specific topic to see if they've mastered it or not. That topic test refers them back for further study if they don't get it. If not, they master it and they move up that continuum toward their math learning goal that the teachers or the program or whoever has put out there for them. And that's the summary of how the program works. Again, stop me at any point if you have questions, but we'll move through to this. This is who we serve. We serve over 600 different affiliations around our state, 160,000 student enrollments, around 6,000 active students per month pre-COVID. And we've gotten that number now back up to around 4,500 students a month, even since COVID. And we know there's a lot of people that haven't even been ready to think about basic math and English skills, frankly. We know that when they're ready, we're going to be here to work with them, but we're trying to, we're cognizant of all the difficulties that people have gone through. It's been a traumatic time. So, but we continue to say, we're here when you're ready. We're here when you're ready. And it's just hard to know that we have something that can help them, but sometimes they're just not ready for us. And so that's one of our big challenges. And that's what we tried to address and what we're trying to address through this Gaps and Gains project for this last year. We had over 100 schools reach out to us within the first 2 weeks in our state in Montana. Everybody went home first week of March last year. Directive, everybody will come back at the end of that 2 weeks, schools ready to teach virtually or remote, as we were calling it. So that happened, and we had over 100 schools in those first 2 weeks reach out to us and say, we need help. Some of them had already been using us, and it was like when the oxygen mask pops down, that teacher was calling back, get the oxygen mask hooked up on herself, and then she says, and all my colleagues are ready as well, and I'm ready to go. My classes are ready, but I want you to meet my colleagues and help them through this process, so that when we go virtual next week, we have something for students. And it was rewarding to see that happen and happen really quickly. And we still have some of those teachers with us that started that week, and they've been using us for the last year. But remote teaching and learning, we needed then to help students figure out what was going on, because ACT testing got canceled in our state. How are we going to do placement for college? We've had people reach out to us, older students that weren't enrolled in math. How do we get them help to get back into college and career pathways? You name it, we've run into these questions. And so we started offering the webinars, and this is what we covered. We talked about this background of how we work and what our program does. But then most important part of our program, the program is great. It takes about 1.5 minutes to go over and how it works, but it takes much more time than that. So our program is free of charge, but not no cost. The cost brings in our experience with the local team to talk about how the program is going to work and integrate into their practice. So this is our team pre-COVID. This was a live meeting we had 2 summers ago with our full team. You can see Jaime on the left there, and the rest of our ambassador team, great group. And then our registrar and myself, we met live to talk about this stuff and how it was going to work. Well, this is what our team has turned into. And Jaime wanted me to point out that this was around Christmas time, so that's why she's wearing the antlers. I think we were having an end of the day toast to our success or something here. So there was a good excuse to be wearing those at the time. But
And in the first photo, I have a Millennium Falcon t-shirt that says never tell me the odds. So I'm like, boy, I'm both of those photos screaming professionalism.
You bet. So yeah, in our COVID response by the numbers, we worked with over 270 schools now in the last calendar year. We've offered 21,000 continuing education unit for teacher renewal time. And that's just the ones that applied for the renewal. We've served, I believe that's around 30, maybe 25, 30% of the actual contact time we've had with educators. We've had over 12,000 students engaged in our program. And really this increased engagement is important, because if you offer a program, it can be the greatest thing since sliced bread. But if you don't get that engagement and that planning with a local team and a group of educators involved, instructional designers, your plan to implement it in your classroom or across your organization, you don't get engagement. And that's what we found early in our project in 2014, is we were doing a lot of these large scale, we want to enroll all of our students and help them in math, but then there wasn't the follow through and the communication and the teamwork that it really takes to make a meaningful difference for students. It's like the tree fell in the forest and nobody heard it. They all got these accounts and they were free and nobody used them. And so we've flipped that script where we get almost 60 or 70% of our students that get enrolled in our program now because of our efforts with our ambassador program, our local implementation model that's won an award for WCET this a couple of years ago. It seems like last year, but it wasn't last year. For our local implementation model, if I can reinforce one thing in my piece here, it's just making that engagement with your team to figure out, we hear the magic words of what we're doing isn't good enough, or what we're doing right now, we need to take a significant look at it and make a change. When we hear those words, we're all over it. Our team is there. We just got off a phone call 15 minutes ago with a college that was looking at revamping their placement going into this year, because a large percentage of their students are coming in with no placement scores. And our program is perfect to support that sort of effort. In fact, there are a couple of examples that we could give you more information on or whatnot down the road, but we are revamping into a low stakes or pathway to placement type program with several colleges in our state to let them take this low stakes placement in EdReady that says you're ready, or you're not quite ready, you're close to this level, here's where you want to be. And then if you work and do math, you can increase your score and thus increase your placement. We've run those programs since that early pilot in 2013 at the University of Montana. We've run those sorts of programs, and now they're confident enough, many of these colleges, that they don't even make them sit for that paper and pencil test again. They just want to see the students work their pathway and improve their placement to the level that says they've learned the skills, they're ready to go into college algebra or the co-rec for college algebra or whatever it might be. So again, I think I'm going to segue into some time here for Jaime. Of course, we're here to answer. I'm here to answer questions as well. But this is really what has driven our program, is our direct outreach by our ambassadors. That webinar series to 15, 20 minutes is what we did to pull them in and just get them in contact with our team. The word of mouth is built between those teachers that have used the program and those that are kind of looking for solutions. But sometimes people can hear our program, about our program, 5, 6, 7, 10 times, but until they're ready to hear it and think, okay, I need to know where those gaps are and where those weaknesses are with students, and I want to specifically target and address those. Until they have those words in their mouth and they hear us say them, they oftentimes don't get that connection that that's really what we're here to do. And then that online training for teachers and that as needed, you know, we have a 5-minute rule around our shop. If you're struggling with something for 5 minutes, you probably need to reach out to us inside of our program, because we can help you, and there's no need for you to, you know, reinvent the wheel and struggle with it where everybody else has already figured that answer out. So that continuing and ongoing support is what Jaime does on a daily basis, both in her classroom and then through her program here, and what she supports with higher ed ambassadorship of our program. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pass off to her, but I'll be here to answer questions or fill in where needed.
Super. Yeah, any questions and any way you want to go with this? You know, every time we do an EdReady training, it goes in a different direction. So, you know, we try to be as audience focused as we possibly can. So if you have anything in particular you're interested in as we're going through this, please, you know, feel free. And that's how the kind of teacher I am. So all my classes are very much focused and student-centered as possible. So the same goes with the presentation here. I just wanted to take a second, just because I saw there were other college professors on here, that the resources, if you're in a different state, I mean, EdReady is available through the INROC project, but here's where we pull our resources come from, and it's called hippocampus.org. And any of you could have access to this. And it's, I create, you know, playlists that I can share with students from Hippocampus. And I also teach adult basic ed. So I'm often looking for resources from, you know, earth science and physics and all kinds of things that I don't necessarily teach that are housed here in Hippocampus. So you can see that's where a lot of the stuff comes from. And I show a lot of these videos to my classes all the time. So just wanted to throw that in there. And I have to catch up my presentation to where Ryan was. So we flash forward. Great. And so what I'm excited about talking about has sort of been, you know, my journey through 6 years of being part of Digital Academy and also teaching mathematics, and then, you know, how EdReady changed my, I guess, life, classroom. And I hit on that a little bit, but to get to the point in my teaching that I could have someone working at the 4th grade level next to someone working on trigonometry and create this environment and space. So when we were in person, I had an open math emporium where, you know, so beyond my classes, students can come in during a 3-hour period anytime and drop in and be working side by side. So they're all working on different paths, different things. And I could transform myself instead of being that person that was telling them, this is the math you don't know, this is what you don't understand. The program would say, hey, here's where you're having some gaps. Here's some resources to fill in those gaps. And then I get the hand raise, hey, Jaime, can you tell me more about circles? And I would do cartwheels over to that kid that was on probation and just start, you know, jumping up and down and saying, yes, of course I can tell you about circles. I love everything about circles. Let's do that. So it's what I wanted to really hit on here is about the culture that a program like this can create in your organization that changes how people see themselves. It changes how their self-worth in terms of, like, I don't know math, I can't learn math, or maybe I can learn it. Maybe I just need to fill in these bricks into my math learning. Or English or writing, the same toolkit that maybe they were missing because of attendance issues, COVID, all of these things that have happened to us in the past year. A program like this can really really make it so that people start to see themselves not as incapable, but capable of getting to whatever dream that they have for themselves. So I love to start any math class by saying it's the culture that EdReady can create, because it says, here's what you're missing and here's how you can get there. And that math is a journey. It's just, it should never be something that gets in the way of the true dream that somebody has. Like, they want to be a nurse, if they want to be a nurse practitioner, a doctor, an engineer, math should not be the thing that keeps them from doing that. And once they start to learn and believe in themselves, they can get there. And this program does such a clear job of enabling them to do that. So let's see, kind of, I said, I go off and then I get excited and I start thinking about that. As Ryan just said, we just got off a call with a university that said, hey, we have all these students coming in with no ACT scores, no math placement. What are we going to do? And how exciting it is for us to say, yeah, our program's ready for that. EdReady can be a great way that you can assess somebody what math class they should be taking, where they're at, and give them an opportunity before that math class starts to learn the skills that maybe will get them directly into 100 level math. That's the exciting thing that I've seen. And I've seen it with my students. So we implemented the Emporium. We trained our tutors. We have all the advisors are well aware of how EdReady works. That creating of the culture, creating of the growth mindset. Everybody in our school knows what EdReady is and what it does, and where to send people if they are worried about math placement or writing or English, if they're coming back. So I have a ton, my population is very high in continuing education students, people coming back. Maybe they've had a career and they want a career change, or are just beginning a college journey after having a family or working full-time jobs. So that's tends to be my population, and they love having this opportunity to learn at their own pace, be in the driver's seat. And then I also work with, teachers throughout the state, training them in this way. So one particular group of people that I want to talk about, well, there's two really. What happened after COVID, right? We all hit this space that teachers who are inherently social, we like to get together. We like to go to conferences just like this. We like to share ideas and resources. And hey, what are you doing? How are you doing this? And when COVID hit, we were isolated. So adult basic educators, faculty from colleges around the state, EdReady became this great platform that we could help provide a space or a virtual space like this, where teachers could come together and share not only how are they using the EdReady program, but what are you doing to help students right now? And we knew that right away, if we had any students that were on the fringe, more likely to have experienced educational trauma, personal trauma, they're going to be affected, and they were affected more by COVID than, there's a lot of research out there. So these were the folks that were working those jobs that may have been in healthcare. They didn't have their social and emotional needs met. So on one end, it's this, we were getting groups of teachers together to discuss how are we going to help meet the student needs that we're seeing and facing. And then at the same time, getting students together, all of that happening at the same time. So that was a really great part of my job as an EdReady ambassador, was getting these groups of people together and learning together and going through it. And even down to like, hey, what stylus are you using to write on the board? And how are you getting student work back? And all of those questions and things. So that was a great opportunity, and it's continued. So that's the cool thing, is that a few of these groups said, hey, can we start to get together on a monthly, bi-monthly basis so that we continue this conversation of becoming better educators through sharing ideas and resources with each other. And I think that's really cool. So I don't know if you have any comments on that, Ryan, but.
I just did a quick note in the chat there that that group originally got together to talk about just specifically what they wanted to do with our program, but it grew into so much more, to sharing some of their struggles, their student personal stories about students, and just, you know, it's been so valuable to reach out to colleagues during this time. I know we sometimes get fatigued by Zoom meetings, but you know, we share our video with one another, and we try to be up on the video screen so that we can see each other's faces when we do have face-to-face, when we have our meetings. And that group in particular was dying to reach out to colleagues that were sharing similar experiences to themselves. And I very seldom, when I had a room with more than, you know, 2 or 3 faculty colleagues that say, you know, we want to meet more, we want to meet again. And that group unanimously said, not only do we want to meet, but we want to invite some of our other folks in, because they talked about everything from personal, you know, how they were dealing with things, COVID related, to, like you said, which stylus are you using, which program, and you have a whole list of them in your presentation here. How are you making connections with students effectively with technology during this challenging time? And they were just so excited to be able to say, yeah, I just do this one little thing here. And then the other one said, well, I tried this, and it just built. It was like a snowball. It was so great to watch. And if I know some of you are in charge of running professional development, and that's just a few of our findings, were that, you know, professional development, we had to make those personal connections where we couldn't. And so being able to see each other's face was pretty critical. But then once we got them all together and opened the floor out to a few things of sharing, everybody else had a voice, and they were able to, you know, see each other and the impacts that they were having on that. It was great. And if you can do that, try to do it even during this time, and it can be rewarding.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Ryan. So, you know, if anything we can communicate, it's that we learned so much about just opening up the space, and that was just huge. It was like opening a classroom door, and, you know, the visual of teachers walking into a conference building and then just sharing. That's what happened. So, you know, here we are. So here's my classroom. So I just had a picture of what it looked like. And then, you know, for us, it was March 15th. They said, you know, after spring break, we're virtually, totally, completely. And I had worked with EdReady, and I'm so thankful that I had. So this is what my classroom looked like yesterday morning. And I said, hey guys, can I snap a photo? Because it just happened to be like, it was great when I sat and thought about it. So this woman is in Omaha, Nebraska. She decided to take a trip to the zoo with her kids. It's a bit of a drive for Montanans, and that was impressive. This woman is at the DMV with her daughter, getting her driver's license, waiting in the waiting room. He was at the college. This person was in her home in rural Montana. And so we get snowstorms all the time. And I typically usually have to cancel, you know, 1 to 2 classes. And there happened to be a snowstorm yesterday. You know, that's what spring looks like in Montana. But I would have been really worried about people having to drive into my class. That worry is gone. And so, wow, you know, I just never thought that it could be done like this. And now I can't imagine doing it any different way. And that's exciting for me. So the changes, I really, March 15th, a year ago, I thought, oh my God. And that's really when it was like, which stylus am I going to use? How am I going to write on the board? What am I going to do? How am I going to create community like this? There's no way, it's not possible. And now I'm on the other side of it, and I'm like, it's so possible, and it's better in a lot of ways. So I'm gonna just go back and say, I know these people, I know what their pets look like. I know what their kids look like. They are open and honest in a way that I have never had students quite be. You know, we've always been able to do that. But I mean, these folks are stopping me and saying, hey, I honestly don't understand why you put a parentheses there. I don't really know necessarily, I don't remember how to subtract integers in much of a more, they feel confident doing it. And I don't know if it's because they can come from their home. They're in a safe space. They feel like their emotional and social needs are met. But it's not just in one class, it's in all of them. So I teach algebra, statistics, math, 115 probability and linear mathematics, contemporary math. So I'm like the small school version of like the one room schoolhouse because we're small. So I teach all the math. But you know, these are folks, I'm not sure what level mathematics you guys are teaching, but these aren't people that see themselves as mathematicians. They have some educational trauma. It doesn't come easy to them. So for them to be open and honest and sharing in the way that they are and being so successful, you know, these two gals have families. They are EMTs, so they work all night and then they come to my class in the morning after whatever type of shift they've had. And some mornings they say, you know, we're just too tired today, but thank you for recording the lecture. We're here. We're going to watch it. And they have, I think, 100%, both of them right now in the course. And you know, Justine, this person, just amazing. And some of them, you know, they have health problems. What has happened is extraordinary because they can attend and they can be a part of this really awesome classroom community. Or if they just are having a bad day or it's not, they can watch the recorded lecture. They still feel like they're part of our class. And then on top of that, I have all of the EdReady, what I call the safety net, which comes underneath. So when obviously I talk too fast, you guys are hearing that. I do it in math all the time. And I say, hey, if I didn't make any sense today, I'll do my best every day to do great teaching. But EdReady's here and it's got all of these great videos and Khan Academy worked examples. And it's without any mistakes. It's directly related to the exact topic that I want them to be learning about. So right now it was logarithms. So they can get in there and practice with nothing affecting their grade. They often share, they're like, oh, hey, did you guys watch that EdReady video on this? Because it's really good. And I'm like, oh, music to my ears. I love hearing when they're doing extra things outside of class. But and maybe you guys have seen this in your classes, when people can't attend, what happened, the snowball effect of not being able to attend the class. Like, so they miss a class and then the next one, they're like, oh, I don't know, I missed that one. I just don't feel like I can go back because I'm so lost. I'm not getting that. It's not happening anymore because they're staying current because maybe they're watching the video at 2 a.m. But we're creating this sense of classroom community. So they still feel like, even if we can't see you that day, you're still a part of our, of who we are as a class. We're still in this together. And if somebody does miss a few days, someone else is going to ask me about them. Hey, what happened to Ken? Is Ken okay? Yeah, he's fine. This is what's going on in his life. And I just think that is pretty extraordinary. 10 more minutes, no way. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Yeah, I get excited. Okay, so what I've learned as an educator, having a learning platform that focuses on unique learning paths, it's the key. Everybody that's walking in the room has a different story, different holes, different days they had to miss. And what EdReady does is directly finds where are their holes and how can we fill those so that they can have great success. They can learn anywhere, anytime. So I teach both synchronously, asynchronously, and remote only. So they can attend my class in any of those 3 forms as long as they, get the work done and get through the tests, all of that. I'd be happy to share that anytime. My big ideas are, this creating a classroom community, meeting social and emotional needs, developing growth mindset. So I spend a significant amount of time at the beginning, at the front loading, talking about these things. So if you are a math teacher and you have not read A Mind for Numbers, How to Excel at Math and Science, even if you flunked algebra, get the book. It is so great. And it's now required coursework for my math classes because it's all about learning how to learn math, how to open your mind, how to, that you're capable of learning anything. You just might need different learning strategies. We watch TED Talks in math class, lots of them, not on math, but about grit, about developing a growth mindset. There's no math gene. You're capable of doing anything, no matter how much time and effort you put into it. And, that's EdReady is fundamentally built to foster this mindset. Like, what a great program. It's not, I'm out on the web, I'm by myself. I'm trying to learn Khan Academy. The path is so clear for students. They know exactly what they need to learn, and it's right there in front of them. It's like having that beautiful textbook, just you got to open it, and they do. So if you want to know about any of the tools that I have used, these are all things that quickly developed. So right away, getting Google Forms, figuring out, asking students, what's your technology access? Where are you at in your life? How much time do you have to donate to mathematics? What do you need from me? I use the touch screen and I write right on my screen. I use Annotate on Zoom. Which is always available, but maybe not on this Zoom platform. So I just work out math problems right on the screen. Chrome Canvas is a great, cheap way to be able to write on your screen, share images and PDFs with your students. Word walls, like the one we did at the beginning here. Polling, Desmos activities. Anybody has used Desmos lab activities? You can Google any of those to find with your students. You all can work at the same time. You can see their work and it pops up. Everyone can see what everyone's doing. Absolutely amazing. Screencast-5, Flipgrid, and CUDA software. So, all right, and I think I'll let Ryan sort of wrap it up here at the end.
Thanks. I posted this in there, but the ability for you to bring that student voice out in everything that you do as an educator, Jamie, is so impressive to me. That model that you use to kind of bring together that reflective nature of how to learn successfully for struggling students. It's so rewarding, and being involved in two-year education for as long as I have in distance learning and some of these bridge programs, when you're with educators that really honestly care and support that kind of effort in their classroom, it permeates out of you. So that combination though is just awesome. Those the 2 books and the videos that you have. So if nothing else, I hope some of you get some ideas from her on the technology that she's using to make those personal connections. Not just the program that we're talking about that differentiates. There's a lot of programs that differentiate instruction and things like that. But just the way that she builds her program around it and then just lives that every day with her students. You can't teach that, but it sure, to me, it's what lights me up every morning and gets me out of bed to support this sort of program. Our educators like Jamie, and I'm sure many of you that are on this, spending your extra time going to education conferences with us virtually. So here's where we're going and what we feel is pretty important next steps for us. We're planning right now a big marketing effort to reach out and say, hey, we're here to help. These bridge programs over the summer, we're hearing a lot of, you're seeing it in the press a lot, the words about learning loss or gaps in education. And educators have had a really rough time this last year. We've been dealing with things that, well, I don't think any of us ever expected to wake up to a global pandemic and try to revamp the whole way that we do business overnight, and then struggling with going between being heroes and being something else for some reason. Just baffles me in our society, but I don't need to delve into that. But we're making our efforts, and I hope many of you are with your colleagues and in your programs, to really reach out and be a hand up for the folks that are ready to delve into complex issues of learning loss and gaps in learning. And so we're ramping up our back to school planning and our statewide conferences and what we can do to reach out and help folks. And that's where we're focusing our efforts. And go ahead and go to the next one. I think you actually still have control. One last, there we go. So we are available if you have some questions. The things that we can also share, I shared our website, edreadymontana.org. On that website, we have some educator resources that you can, even if you're not using a program directly related to an EdReady type program, getting students to take notes, show work, develop math notebooks, that sort of thing. There's the ability to have a ticket to test where they have to ink some problems for you or whatnot to say, I'm ready to go take that unit test or that next level test. Those are downloadable versions in both PDF and in Word format, so you can go edit them if you want to customize them and make them your own. Those are all shared by educators in Montana, supporting efforts just like what you're trying to do in all of your programs. And we modify those and try to post those and make them available to the larger education community wherever we can. And I want those to be available to anybody on this call. On our homepage, if you're looking for justification to do something along the lines of what we've done, we've posted, if you scroll down just a bit there, we've posted some things just in the last week or so. There's, of course, our WOW award notification there, but a little bit further down, we have our case study research that we've done over the last 7 years of our program. We've compiled things from adult ed and higher ed and some of our numbers. The first page is an infographic about our program. And then the second page is all quotes and the voice from our students and staff and faculty that are using our program. So I know we're to the end of our time and we didn't get any questions. So we really value if you just hesitated and want to ask us something on the side. We're here available through our email. You go ahead and pop back over there. It's our first name, last name at montanadigitalacademy.org, or available at edreadymontana.org. You can look Jamie and I up in the contact us info, and we'd be happy to follow up with you if you're looking to do something similar in your own organization or own teaching and learning situation.